Hi guys, Dr. Garda with Backbone Wellness right here in Cincinnati. Okay, so lawnmower maintenance, right? What does that have to do with anything, Doc? So you need to do regular maintenance if you want to avoid developing problems. So, you look at your lawnmower, if you look at your car, if you look at your heart, if you look at your relationships, or if you look at your spine. Aha! So it's a fundamental law of the universe. If something requires maintenance and you don't maintain it, it's going to develop a problem. Now, here's the problem with problems. They always start out silent. Okay, so problems can go on silently for years until they finally build up enough damage, and now you've hit a point of crisis. It's not until that you're in a crisis that any symptoms can exist. So let's say you're driving your car. Everything's going great. You're putting oil in your car and you're maintaining it. Okay, so now you decide to stop putting oil in your car. You stop maintaining it. So now the engine begins to wear and tear. It's now developed a problem, right? But everything still seems to be going fine, and you decide, well, I'm going to get this piece of tape, I'm going to put it on the check engine light, right? So that's pretty cute. So everything seems fine. Okay, so now we're not maintaining, this problem is developing, we're not maintaining our vehicle, and eventually enough damage builds up, and then the engine ceases. Okay, so now we've developed a major crisis. So now your car is totally shot, and we have to do something totally radical, like we have to replace the engine. So now we have a brand new engine, we've replaced the engine. Now what do we have to do with that engine? Okay, so we have to maintain it. And if we don't do maintenance, what happens? The problem starts to develop enough damage that goes, and then we have the crisis all over again, right? So it's just like your heart, or just like your marriage. Okay, it requires regular maintenance, whether we like it or not. So without proper spine maintenance, over time, neck or back pain issues can show up. Now the big problem with that is that sometimes you feel it, we're in crisis, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel it, sometimes you don't, but the problem persists, keeps going between crisis and problem, and over time it can get worse and worse. And if it gets bad enough, eventually something radical can happen, like getting a surgery. Now, okay, you've had now a spine surgery. Now what do we need to do? Okay, so we need to maintain. And if we don't, what happens? Okay, does that make sense? More than 50% of back surgeries or neck surgeries can require a second surgery within 5 years. They've even turned it into a disease. It's called failed back surgery syndrome. In this office, we've helped hundreds of people over the years to maintain their spines after surgery. After they needed help after the surgery didn't work the way that they hoped, and they find themselves in a crisis all over again. Over the years, we've helped thousands of people get through pain crises. And after the crisis has passed, what do we need to do? We need to maintain. After years of doing strongman and Highland games when I was young and more handsome, right, and going through lots of back pain crisis myself over the years, this office is like the hair club for men, right? So I'm the owner, but I'm also a client, right? So that's a joke. Regular maintenance to maintain spine health, pretty radical. I've seen it work for over 20 years, and it's pretty cool. All right, thanks guys.